William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to Wayne's World. Snag your mojo and kiss your mini-me goodnight, because today we're talking Mike Myers. I've got my guest, Joe Zazzara. Hold on. Are you shagging me right now? It's Michael Myers? Is there a difference? Okay, well, Halloween came early this year because on this episode of Lights, Camera, Action, Joe Zazzara and I are talking about the less suave Michael Myers in this past Friday's release, Halloween. So Joe, how spooky was the movie?
I could say I was thoroughly spooked.
Yeah, I could say I was thoroughly thrilled.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a spooky movie per se. Definitely more of a thriller. I think the suspense was definitely the main focus of the movie. It wasn't really.
Yeah.
It wasn't creepy.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like, the cast worked really well together. But you really kind of got attached to these characters that die. You know, it doesn't really feel like it's just extras dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. I would have liked to see Michael Myers just like senselessly killing. And I do like that they gave some character development to the people that die, but I don't know. It would have been interesting if he was just killing like the entire movie.
He pretty much did kill the entire movie. It's insane because, they introduced these characters who you think are going to be along for the ride, and then they're just like that.
Yeah, especially the two people that were making the podcast. I thought they were going to be the whole reason, like the whole movie is strung together with these two people, and then they just got murdered.
Yeah.
Like brutally, in the most brutal scene in the whole movie.
That was the most brutal scene in the whole movie. The guy's head got smashed in on a bathroom wall. And by the end of that, he looked like in The Shining when he gets frozen. He's just like, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so hard to watch. I was cringing in the movie theater. I thought that all the extras did a really good job, though.
Yeah, everyone did perfectly fine. Yeah, and especially the people that were just there as extras.
Of course, yeah. And Jamie Lee Curtis, what did you think of her performance?
That was amazing. She was definitely amazing. It was interesting how at the end they made her like Michael Myers. She did the thing where, I don't know if you saw the scene where she fell off the balcony and she's on the ground.
Right.
Michael Myers did that to her in the first movie.
Oh,
so it was a really interesting, and then the scene where she like comes out of the shadows.
Right. You see, this is actually the first Michael Myers movie that I've watched. Yeah. But that scene made me actually crack up because you could tell that Michael Myers was actually so shook. Yeah. When he looked back down and there was no one there,
he was terrified.
Like, what?
He's got the mask on, but you can tell.
Yeah, it's very expressive. Yeah. Michael Myers, what did you think of this kind of portrayal of Michael Myers?
I feel like it was true to the original Michael Myers. It was the same person. But as a character, I'm glad they didn't have him talk or anything, because that was always the thing they brought up, like he still hasn't said a word. I'm glad they never did that. Just as brutal, even more brutal with the practical effects that they have now, all the blood.
Yeah, those practical effects were insane. I noticed it in this one scene in particular. It was where the prison bus crashes, and you could see when the police officers show up to kind of check out the carnage of what Michael Myers did. The one guy's head was pretty much like snapped off.
It's brutal,
and just the way, I can't really describe it until you see the movie, but to see what I'm talking about. But the way that they use the practical effects, it looks real.
Absolutely. It looks better than when people do CG with blood and gore like that.
Yeah. That scene in particular was my favorite. Just from a cinematic point of view, the lighting in that scene was astounding. Just the way it was like this dark road, the only way it was lit was through all the headlights of the cars.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Yeah, and that, going back to like kind of getting attached to the extras, there was this one kid who was like, "Oh, dancing's just my thing, Dad," and then his dad dies and he has to go out and look for prisoners.
I did like that, but I do feel like maybe the movie had a little too many jokes in it. I'd say, for example, the babysitter part. I thought it was really funny. I feel like the kid did a really good job acting with that. I feel like maybe it was drawn out a little too much. And also, if they were just extras, it would have been interesting to me anyway. But
yeah. I think, personally, that added so much to it because even if the characters were on screen for like 4 minutes before they died. I mean, you really feel for them. Like, you feel for them.
It definitely gives depth to the characters.
Yeah, I mean, that same dancing kid, I mean, he gets his neck snapped by Michael Myers.
Oh my God, that's
when
brutal.
that happened, I was like, oh, he just wanted to dance, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I thought they weren't going to show the kid dying.
But they did.
Yeah.
They really just went all out. They didn't they didn't hold back. They killed everybody.
Yeah, no, they killed everybody.
Everybody. But the plot. What did you think about that? It was like, yeah, I feel the same.
It could have not had a plot. I feel like the plot was there just to have an excuse for Michael Myers to kill everyone.
Yeah.
But I definitely could have done without it. I guess it was interesting with Laurie coming back and taking revenge, kind of.
Yeah. Like.
And the end, I feel like disappointed me a little bit.
Yeah, because like we all know he's not dead. We all know a little fire is not going to extinguish Michael Myers.
No, definitely not.
No. So the plot was kind of secondary. I feel like every other aspect of the movie really made up for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I didn't mind as much that it was kind of just like a flat story. But out of 5, what are you giving this movie?
Solid 4. For me, it gets a solid 4.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. Actually, walking out of the theater, I was like, this is a 4.
Yeah.
Solid 4, mainly because I saw a few like things in the editing where a number of scenes were just kind of cut short, which it was excusable because each scene kind of like did its job. You still understood what was going on.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if that was because of like time constraints or budget problems or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like for me it was probably the jokes. I feel like they were a little too much, and maybe a little too much story, like with the whole prom and dance section, you know.
Yeah, but you know, overall, it was a good movie. That's all the time we have for this week's Lights, Camera, Action, but stick around, because we're talking Bubble Bobble, baby. Coming up next on Press Start. That's it.